And we're live. We don't do music anymore. I need to do music. That was so much fun. I think I probably still have something. Well, we're going to be with old friends tonight. That'll be great. Let's, and we're going to get rid of the echo there. It's gone. And we need to do live chat. What is fan funding? Super chat. Oh, there's the new category. Fan funding. I guess that means you can only talk to the people who pay for the privilege. Well, we won't do that. We are on live chat, however. And as I was saying, we've got old friends with us tonight. Alex Houdini. Hello, Alex. You don't have a wrench. We're going to get that taken care of this very second. Now, it takes YouTube a little while, sometimes more than a little while. Haley, happy to see you. Sketty Nuna. Greetings, Chris Resiker. Hi, Chris. Robert Crum. Silver Creek is here. Hello, Silver Creek. Tommy. Just made my first father fish tank a few days ago. It's beautiful, says Alex. Well, thank you, Alex. Good luck with it. Jeff Littell. Pre-Drag Jovic. Hello, hello. Here's a couple more new people. Faraz Khan. We are now, well, we're moving too fast. I gotta slow this down so I can catch up. Let me get Faraz and Mark Purdy. Hello, Mark. We'll get Mark. Faraz and Mark, we're going to give them wrenches. We're just getting this together here. Sorry, I'm tying everything up doing this. It takes me, the older I get, the slower I get, I think. Anyway, Max Movies from Australia. Nice to see you, Max. Nice to have you with us. Who else is here? Bruiser is here. Hey, Bruiser. Let's fill the page up. Erie. Hello, Erie First. Nice to see you. Crayfish Empire. Crayfish Empire doesn't have a wrench. Well, we'll deal with that too. I don't know what anybody else is doing this. It's just fun to do. I just kind of like doing it. RY Guy Outdoors. Rye Guy Outdoors will give you a wrench turn. Everybody gets to be blue on Fatherfish. KS Prepper. Okay, we're going to invite some old friends up. And I think you know who they are. It's Brian and Foxy. Roxie. Let's see if I can get them. Right there. There she is. And I had you high, I had you muted. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you too.
You look bright and cheery. You always look bright and cheery.
It's all the fish tanks in front of us.
Yeah, right. The life of living with fish tanks. Scuba Steve's Aquatics. Scuba, I gotta say this right. Scuba Stevo's Aquatics.
Hi guys.
Love Peplin, he says Pooplin, he says. Roxie. We all do. You betcha, Stephen. P2003 awkward. How do you say the awkwardix? Aquatics, right. Ooh, a little slow. Let's see. Right, guys. Great crayfish shepherd. Good. Well, nice to have you with us, guys. I got some fish from you this week, which I'm just so happy about. I've been very slow to get fish. I don't know why. I think I don't know why. It's because I don't know what I want, and I
Mhm.
only have a few tanks. I've got
Yeah.
one, two, three, four, five set up, and another three that I can set up. One of which has hedgehogs in it, so that'll have to change at some
I
point.
love that.
So let me go get the little girl I can handle. The boy is trouble. Let me go get him a minute. Yeah, they are cute.
So stinking cute. I just saw some up for sale recently. I don't want them, but I'd love to hold one day.
Ooh, she's a dirty girl. I've got her on peat moss, which works well. It doesn't stink.
hmm
There she is.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
goodness,
That
she's cute.
really is a little white girl.
What's her name?
Oh, I haven't named him. Why don't you name her?
Hmm. I don't know. She's adorable.
She is a sweetie.
She's so cute. It's hard to name. It's hard to name. I like to give animals human names, so I'd go with like a Lily,
You put the
or
word
Lola. Eleanor would be a good name.
Eleanor. Oh, yeah, that's like that. Eleanor.
She's cute.
Now there are two species of these.
hmm
This is the African, which is the pygmy. The
hmm
European, which ranges all the way up into Russia, is the size of a football.
Wow.
They get much, much bigger, and they're not recommended as pets.
hmm
They're much more a wild animal, but these guys are pretty easy to handle. And I've never known them to be really aggressive. Frightened, the male will.
hmm
He does calm down a bit, though.
When they get scared, they just turn into a comb.
Yeah, they should. Right. She won't be still.
Sorry, we disturbed you, sweetie. It was nice to meet you, though.
She been still. Let me put her back to bed here. Oh dear. So anyway, I got some fish from you guys this week. I was going to do an opening, but then I have a niece who helps me
hmm
around the house, and she's getting into the helping me pick out now. So she's getting very interested in the fish.
hmm
So she came in the house when your fish arrived and unpacked them all and had them floating in the tanks before I walked in the door. So I didn't get to do an unboxing.
It's no worries. How are they doing for you?
They're doing really well. Yeah, I divided the CPDs into two groups. There were a dozen or so. So I've got them in two different tanks. Um, and the little red plecos, the bushies, there were
hmm
6 of those. So I've got two each in three tanks. And then the big one is in the tank behind me here. With
Sorry, do you have a female?
I do, yeah. Let me see if I can show her to you.
Hello, Dee Dee.
Thank you, Lori.
Yes, thank you, Lori.
There she is back there. I've had her since I've been here. She's about 3 inches, probably just. So
Mhm.
she's big enough to breed.
Okay.
I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him.
He's hiding.
He's in
Oh,
there.
that's a pretty snail.
I do have tubes. Yeah, I got eggs. Oh, I don't know if I can show this to you. I probably can. I have, you know how they lay eggs that look like a mud dauber's nest.
Or the mystery snail?
Mysteries, yeah.
Yes, I love the mystery snails.
This
At one
this
time, I had color
this
sprayed
looks
it.
like a skinny ribbon. It's
Hmm.
it's about that wide and about 2 inches long. It's I
Sometimes
don't
it's crazy. Yeah, there's one of our little clutches we just pulled.
well yeah, it's kind of what mine looked like.
Mhm. The beginner clutches usually are weird.
I think that's what it is. That's their first effort.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
The one time my mystery snail clutch laid a clutch, or mystery snail laid a clutch that was about an inch wide and about 5 inches long.
Oh my word!
And when I
Yep.
hatched out those snails, they were mostly purples and blues.
Wow!
It was really cool.
Wow! How neat is that?
I came from a wild.
Really?
Hmm.
Huh. The only thing well, no, I haven't seen anything that big. Let's see who else is
I
here.
actually made a short on it forever ago. I compared that to a normal size clutch, and it was huge.
Oh, yeah, I would say. Goki wants to know if I boil wood. No, I never boil the wood. I'm too interested in what's living on it. Now, having said that, I do not collect wood either from the forest floor, although I've done that. I used to buy that when I
Mhm.
had the shop, but I was sure it was very, very old and totally dried out. I collect wood that comes out of water, and it's hardwood. I don't collect the softwood, um, and I'm more interested in what's growing on it because there's a life form that grows on rocks, submerged rocks, and very old driftwood that takes many, many years to develop, upwards of 10 years to develop. So when you find a rock with this incrustation on it, you want to protect it because it's pretty uncommon and it's a very rich and stable environment. It's a community of animals. It's not any one thing, but it's all sorts of plants, a lot of fern type plants, as well as a lot of micro and macrobiology. So no, I never boil things like that. I'm much too interested in seeing what's living and getting those in my tanks. Now you guys are farming, and that's a whole different kind of thing. But you're doing hobby farming, I would guess, correct?
Yeah, they're mostly just fish that we like, and we make them comfortable enough that they give us some babies. So we move
Nice,
on to other people.
nice, yeah. Well, that's the ultimate goal of the serious hobbyist, I guess, is to
Mhm.
I got plans though.
right, right, right. When I was little, when I was young, I bred guppies, of course, but never gave serious consideration to breeding any kind of egg layer or really anything like the big cichlids.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess I bred angels, but really not much else, and no tetras or anything like that. It wasn't until I was much older, till much more recently, probably the last 25, 30 years that I started doing that. But for many years, it really wasn't a consideration. I think part of the problem was we really weren't setting up tanks that were conducive to it. It was gravel based, or it was under gravel filters, or
Mhm.
something that required so much maintenance to keep them going that it really precluded the comfort level, I think, of the fish.
Mhm.
But it's nice to be able to do that, isn't it? It's nice to be able to. Now, you have mostly species tanks then, do you?
Yeah.
Mostly, some species tanks will have like fry growing up in that tank with them, but not the fry of that species. Like if we have cories, we might have Daisy's blue rice fish growing up in there, or we
Oh,
got a slub. we move them around, but we don't let them get too big in there. And if we're actively trying to breed those fish, we don't have any other fish in there with them.
Right. So you do species tanks where are necessary. Well, let's do a little see at what you're doing. I've got your camera here. I can bring that up, I think. Where is
I believe that one is still.
there it is.
There we go.
I'm gonna feed them all.
Do
If you do the 3 smaller, there you go. So this is the Kamaka tank, the Kamaka rainbow fish tank. And in here we have the Kamaka rainbow fish. We also have a small group of Remy-nosed tetras. We also have duplicarius cories, and we have long fin super reds in here as well.
oh
And the
no.
tubs that you see up top, when they spawn in the mops below, we pull the mops and we float them in the tubs to hatch out the fry.
Right.
And right now they're getting fed some egg core crumble bits and some hickory wafers.
Are you feeding any kind of live food?
Yes, we hatch daily decapsulated live baby brine shrimp.
Ah, very good.
Yes,
That's a real staple, isn't it?
it is. And there's
That was
also,
a great recommendation, by the way.
yes.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, from you. We got that from you from brine shrimp.
Oh,
The fishies
okay.
do really well in that.
right. Nice.
But these guys are stunning. And we already had the first batch raise up, and we've already moved them on to their first new home. A fellow rainbow fish lover, Kelly Foreman. So the babies are doing fantastic with her. We have more growing up behind them that aren't too far off, but they're still a little small. So we're getting there. As you know, rainbows take forever to grow up.
Right. Listen, while I'm thinking about it, we want to try to get Peplin Creek up to 1,000. I don't know if we can do that tonight. Let's do the best we can. Post your link. And
Lori's doing it, I believe.
The
Yeah.
super
Appreciate
long.
it, Lori.
Lori's doing it. Yeah. Let's get oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, Lori's got it. So click on the link and get over there. I'm subscribed. Are you subscribed? If you're not, you need to be. Let's all subscribe to. He said 795, 800. We need 200. Probably won't make that tonight, but we could put a real dent in that.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
That would be wonderful. We could get about 100 people to sign up for Peplin Creek tonight. Please do that now. Do it while we're thinking about it. The link is right there, easy enough to find. And they have such a wonderful farm, and they're such cool people.
We like to call it the compound.
Oh, no, that's excellent. Right. Now, exactly where are you?
We are in north central Wisconsin.
So it gets cold up there.
Yes.
It is.
Colder than it does here, and it gets cold here. So how do you manage the winters with the fish?
It really don't mean no difference in here. You
No.
know, we heat the house, so
Yeah. And all the
You
tanks.
got everything in the house. Okay.
Yes.
I got a big pond I dug, a natural pond with bluegills and perch and bass.
Oh, nice.
That freezes solid, but it's deep enough that they do just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, they can winter over. There probably are some species you could put in there. But with a bigger fish, you'd have to be bigger to be able to manage it. I'll tell you, the sunfish are, I think, some of the prettiest fish.
Oh yeah,
They
the
are.
flying
They
red
get
ears.
short. Yeah, it's like people don't do them because they're native, which seems peculiar. Because they're stunning. If we had to pay $75, a lot more people would keep them.
Mm-hmm. They are gorgeous fish.
They really are.
Mhm.
It's amazingly pretty fish.
And Goki is asking how big is the pond. I believe it's 30 by 40 by 6 to 7 feet deep.
right now.
Oh, okay.
It'll expand eventually.
Doing a waterfall, and from the second pond we're doing a koi pond up top. I'm gonna have to line it. Then I got about 15 feet of drop down to the other pond. I'm gonna do a waterfall all the way down, a couple of pools. It's gonna be nice.
Nice. Now, do you have a shelf in it, or are you straight down?
No, it's stepped. It's gradual. There's
Okay.
2 shelves, 2 steps. One's like a 8-foot drop. One's about 6 or 7. So I'll do a pool in the middle. It'll be neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you when I'm done.
Yeah, right. I had a friend who did one, and he built a marsh at one end of it, which was just a very shallow area, about a foot deep. They got a lot of plants growing in, but he found he got a lot of spawning going on in that, as well as as now you might not be able to get away with it with your winters if it.
Our bluegill spawn. We have babies.
We have a little bit of a marshland built in there.
The back has all cattails and
nice
coming out and everything. So there's plenty of structure for the babies.
Nice. Silver Creek says lichens. I think he was referring back to the discussion on driftwood. I don't know. Are there aquatic lichens? There probably are.
I'm not sure if there's aquatic lichens, but he might have been referring to when you're talking about the lichen that requires 10 years to grow on rocks.
Right. Well, I was talking about aquatic, but there may well be. I don't know. I'll have to ask Tommy about that. We're putting together a book, so we think. We think we are. It's a major undertaking. I've got 4 people working on it, and they've done all of the research on leaves, tree leaves, to determine what tree leaves there are that go in the water and what their breakdown rate is, and what they supply in terms of organics and minerals and so forth. So the next phase of this now is the food web, and that'll be real interesting because we'll be talking about all the little bugs, all the little bugs in the water, the things that actually eat the leaves. And then the third stage, which will happen this fall or later, is going to be the substrate, which would be the deeper part of the substrate. And that's where we get into the fatherfish supplement. So I'm going to find out how far off track I am when they start doing the research and start comparing it to what I'm using. I'm a little apprehensive about that. We'll see. I'm just going to abide by it, so I'm excited about it.
And hello, Jenny Lynn and Vinoski. Welcome, guys.
Bumblebee, Mayukadoki, Mayudoki. What's the sign that wooden rocks have that organism? If you just look at it, it's covered in it. It's a thin layer, maybe a quarter of an inch thick. It can be thicker, can be up to probably half an inch thick. It's a growth on the rock or on the wood. You don't find it on everything. It's only on it's old growth. So it's kind of unusual. It's not real common. And very often it'll be on the bottom of the rock as it's sitting in the water. You flip it over and you'll see all kinds of copepods on there running around. And then you'll see this growth on it, and that's what it is. But it's a great way to be able to culture your tank because everything in that is going to be healthy and good for your tank. Wood fuzz. Now, it could be the same thing, although very often, in a new tank, the wood fuzz is usually a fungus. But if it's growing on pieces of wood that are in the water, it's probably exactly what I'm talking about.
Should we try a different tank now?
You ready for another tank?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
You can just stop the camera on that, and then you can move the phone. Yes, I'm happy to hear that your CPDs are doing well. We already sent them to you when they were about spawning age, so if you're looking to breed them, they'll be laying eggs for you. They
I
should be.
noticed. Yeah, they're pretty good size. I've got them in tanks with some other fish, but really not many. There are half a dozen in this tank,
Mm,
which I rarely see because they kind of hang toward the back.
yeah.
And they sort of hang together too. I've got some pencils in here and some
Nice.
cories, and that's really about it. Oh, I have Formosa,
Hmm.
little Florida live bears.
Well,
That,
it's thick enough that you might actually start seeing random baby CPDs popping up.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't. I thought the pencils might do that, but I haven't seen any yet.
Mhm. What type of pencil fish do you have?
I don't know. I lost track.
We have
The
the pencil fish, and they haven't done anything for us yet, but they've been doing the dance. They just haven't laid any eggs yet.
Yeah, I've had these 3 or 4 months, not real long.
Hmm.
But they came from a local hobbyist who bred them, so
Oh,
they are tank raised.
already?
How we do? They got it.
He asked if you can bring it up, but he can't tell. So if you think it looks good, bring it up. Oh,
It's
hi. I don't know what happened, but I'm the big one now.
it's not there.
Oh, it's not there? It's not behind.
No, it's not. All I've got is your icon.
Hmm.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There it is. Okay, good. We got it. Right.
So in here we have longfin paleotis cories, and we have orange yukihi rice, Madaka rice fish. It's hard to say that middle name.
Nice.
But the longfin paleotis are prolific breeders.
Really?
Yes, they
Huh.
are. We actually just sent a very healthy pack of them to Stephen P., and he said that they're doing fantastic for him. So
Wonderful.
that's good to hear.
Nice.
And these guys are stunning. Their dorsal fins, if they don't break them, actually extend past their tail fin.
Wow.
Yeah,
Madaka rice is another one that's real pretty.
yes, love the rice fish. We have the orange Madakas, we have the black Madakas, and we have the daisy blues. Yes,
That's
we have
probably
some crypts in there. We have the crypt lutins. We have some Bacopa moneri in there. And we have
well,
a
those are
purple
plants.
night sword, or purple night flame sword, something like that. Purple night
That is
sword.
pretty. Yeah.
Little bit of hornwort, but mostly big
Right.
leaves, little fish, because it looks magical.
Right. It does. It's gorgeous. Is that crypt? Is that a
Yeah, I
crypt?
don't know what crypt that is.
Yeah, the tall one, we're not sure what that is. We got that from a friend, and he pulled that from his 90-gallon.
Balanzi or
Currently in
something?
a 20 high,
There's so
so
many different crypts. Yeah.
they're really cool. They're really cool.
Pretty plants. Nice.
He's trying to give you a better adjustment.
Oh, that's great. I think the only thing I like better than that, if I do,
Mhm.
is the bulb plants. But it's because they look so much like this.
Mhm.
It just
I
really
like the bulbs
crisp
as
is.
well.
Yeah.
But for us, it's mostly for the fish. The plants are just pretty backdrops, and they're
Right.
good spawning media. They keep the water nice.
Yeah.
The majority of our tanks are utility tanks for spawning, and
Look at those guys.
yeah, they're chunky. Very
Wow.
good eaters.
That's quite a dorsal on that. My word.
Yes. Both males and females will get the dorsal and the pectoral fins very long. But they tend to
Wow.
break up their pec fins really fast. But
Huh.
they'll grow back.
Not nice.
They're just little hams. I agree, Erie First. Life would be very dull without plants. I love the greenery in the tanks.
Yeah.
Silver, those are longfin paleatus. So those are peppercorys, longfin peppercorys.
Peppercorns, right? Yeah.
And that's one of their babies. So you can see the color difference from as adults to a baby. Babies are a lot darker.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He's got a single feather on his head. It stands up straight until it gets long enough to drape.
It looks like a feather, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
I love that. We got that from AJE Aquatics, Keith. He has amazing plants. We ordered that in from him. That and some mosaic for the tubs outside and a red lotus.
That's such a pretty floating plant, the mosaic.
Yes, I was
Really
so excited. I tried a couple times to get it in, and the people I ordered it from, different places, it did not get here successfully, but Keith was able to get it here successfully, so I was so ecstatic with that.
Yeah, it's a little tricky for some reason. I've had it in this tank. I haven't gotten any in since I started keeping stuff outside. I'll have to try it again. The other one is red root. That's a tough one too.
I love red root floater, but you can't grow it on inside unless you grow it under like a shop light.
Exactly. It takes a lot of light.
And this is our guppy mosh pit, our mixed guppy mosh pit.
Oh, how cool.
So we have some Vienna guppies in here. We have some Hawaiian blue Moscows. We have some blue Moscows. We have a line that I was working on called the Skellingtons, but they kind of faded out and I ended up with all males. And they're all just having fun doing their thing. And we also have the super reds in there and plants, of course.
Right. Bumblebee wants to know if I still have the live webcam set up. No, I don't. We're looking at that, trying to figure out a way to do it that would make it more interesting. So we'll get back to that when we figure out how to do it in a more interesting way. Are shrimp smart enough to hide from a hungry betta? No.
If you give them a good place to hide in, like a rock pile mound for all the shrimpies to go into, or like a cave structure, but the betta will still hunt and pick them out if they want them.
Right. A lot of leaves. A lot of leaves. The deep food to have. Yeah.
Goki says that he wants red root floaters, but he has cheap lights. Well, Goki, I know that if you have in your area like a Harbor Freight, they have like $20 4-foot shop lights, and I put one of those on a 29-gallon, and that's how I kept my red floaters going through the winter. It worked phenomenal.
Yeah, so, the new LEDs.
Yeah,
the new LEDs are really powerful.
Yes, they are.
I've got a couple of them that are the little 6-inch squares, and it's amazing how strong those lights are.
They are. They're incredibly.
I think I paid $15 or something.
And Fix is saying, how many platies would you recommend for a heavily planted 10-gallon tank?
How many platies? Well, it depends on how many plants you have in there. If you put more plants in, you can put more platies in. So just jam it up and stick them in and keep doing it until you're freaking out. And then at that point, you've got all you can handle. There really is no limit. It depends entirely on the food supply, the quality of the water. But the secret is plants. The more plants there are, the more fish can be supported, even in a little tiny tank.
Yeah, they've got hundreds of fish in here.
Yeah, that's a 20 high, and there's at least 200 guppies in there.
Right. And they're not all that crowded, really.
No.
But if you did not have the plants in there, it would look more crowded than it does.
It would, and it would be a lot dirtier. Like all of our tanks are run on sponge filters. We don't run any other kind of filtration here.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
And the plants do the majority of the work.
Yeah. And they really do keep the water pure and they keep the fish happy.
They
You know,
do.
that part of the reason is that the plants harbor microscopic life that the
Mhm.
fish are eating all the time. When you see them picking on the plant, they're not eating the plant. They're eating the things that are living on the plant,
Mhm.
which might be algae. It could be microscopic life. It could be anything.
It could be. Just like when I do the egg watches and I have the eggs hatching under the digital microscope, you see all the microscopic life come and crawl
Oh
across the
yeah,
thing.
right,
And all the
right.
snails come and clean off that life form.
We don't realize how much life is in these tanks, and more to the point, how much the fish that are in the tank depend on it.
Mhm.
Uh, they don't really depend on our putting food in there so much. That's kind of a bonus. They're grazing all the time, and the grazing is feeding on food that's too tiny for us to see. Look at all the babies in there. That's
We
wonderful.
still like to feed them because the more you feed them, the more babies you get. So we
No,
make
that's
sure
that.
to feed
Yeah, that's
them, sure
right.
they're kept up and conditioned for spawning.
Yep, yep. That's absolutely true.
And Stephen P is asking, when is the next egg watch? Well, as soon as the Harlequins lay a clump of eggs that are good enough. I keep missing them. They keep laying their eggs during the ASE live stream, and that's a live stream that Peplin's on every Friday. So as he's streaming, they're behind him on stream, actively laying eggs and eating them. So I can't be pulling eggs while he's streaming. So they only seem to lay eggs on Friday evening. So eventually, hopefully, I'm going to come good enough to live stream because they only take 18 to 24 hours from laying to hatch.
Wow.
So that'd be a perfect live stream.
Wow. That's the mysteries?
No, those are the purple harlequin rasboras.
Oh, right. Oh.
Mysteries can take anywhere from 10 days to 5 weeks to hatch, depending on humidity and temperature.
Right. Let's see. Larry, you want to post that link again? Let's make sure we get everybody. We're trying to get Peplin Creek closer to his 1,000 goal. He's at about 800. So if
Would
we
you like
could
me to put it on the CPD tank next?
yeah, put it back up again. We've got 77 in here.
Yes. We're at the 538 mark. We'll set you up with the CPD tank next.
Oh, nice.
It's one of her favorites.
It's got my crocodile toothpick fish colony in here, although I'm not sure if you'll see them because they're very tiny and they're very shy.
And they're very cool. Yeah.
If you want to bring that up so I can see the angle, it doesn't let me see back here.
Okay.
You have to get it live. There it is.
There we go. So this is that tank. Let's see if it'll focus in a little bit more. I really wanted to show you because the amount of plants that I have packed into here. And this is why this tank is so successful, is because the amount of plants that build up in here.
Right.
Let me see if I can get a better lighting. Here, you take the keyboard. Move the light up a little bit. See if it looks better. The CPDs are hiding in the back, of course. But in here we have celestial pearl danios. These are from the same hatch as the CPDs that you have. We also have crocodile toothpick fish in here, but they're pretty much hiding. I think there's one right. It's too dark, but he's on the sponge filter, hiding in the hole. He's trying to entice a female into the center of the sponge filter so they can lay some eggs.
Oh, nice.
That'd be really cool if they spawn. I haven't had them spawn yet.
Oh.
And we have one Borneo loach in here.
Botea, that's a pretty fish too. That's another really interesting fish. All the boteas. That's probably what I'll do is get a bunch of botellas. There's so many different kinds.
Yes.
Chocolate gouramis. Larry's asking, has anyone kept chocolate gouramis? Have you ever had those?
Long, long time ago.
Yeah, I've had them any number of times. I actually got them to spawn once.
Nice.
They were carrying eggs, but I never got a hatch, so that didn't work out. But they're a tough little fish. They've been bred more now in captivity. The last 5 years or so, I've seen a lot of people be really successful with them. So
You know,
they're going to become easier
yes.
as they're bred in captivity.
I forgot to put some food in here to make the CPDs come forward.
Oh,
Maybe
nice.
that'll help. I just put some Dr. Basselier's Nano food in there. I love the Dr. Basselier's food as well. The Agcor food, the Dr. Basselier's food, the live encapsulated baby brine shrimp, Hikari algae wafers, a couple other things, but that's generally what we feed around here. And they all do very good on.
What is this you sent me?
Those are botanicals. So you put them in your tank for tannins.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yes, those are from KJE Aquatics.
Some kind of pod, something.
Yeah. One of
Right.
the one that looks like an open flower is really good for shrimp. It grows a lot of fungus when you drop it in the water.
Oh,
And
nice.
it'll grow a big colony of shrimp.
Huh. Well, I've got shrimp right here, so we'll just do that.
But it will take about a day for it to fully sink, just so you know. But Keith over at KJE Aquatics has a ton of different types of botanicals from all over the world that do different types of things, and
Oh,
they're
wow.
phenomenal.
Those lotus flower pods are really cool.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
fish love to spawn in them.
Shrimp lover.
Yeah, the shrimpies are big with them too. Let me see if I can take the phone out of here to give you another
There we go.
better. And then they run away.
Good.
See if you see them a little better.
Oh. Buffalo?
We lost it.
There we go. Lost internet for a sec. I know, it looks good on our screen. It looks like crap up there. That's how StreamYard goes, though. But those are the CPDs from the juveniles that we have available for sale. Do you want to check out the next tank since this one isn't cooperating? Oh, you want to see a ton of mystery snail babies?
Oh, my goodness.
I got a problem.
Oh, my word. Huh.
It involves about 150 feet.
Wow.
And then these guys, I hatched out. These guys are a couple days old. This is how I hatch out the mystery snails clutch. I hatch them out in a measuring cup. And I feed them in for the first couple of days to make sure there's not a ton of die-off. And then when they're a little bit bigger, I put them in a 5-gallon for them to grow up a little bit bigger. And then I move them on out as they get big.
Right. Wow.
But I hands this over to Brian so he can
Go somewhere else.
show you another tank, one of our 60-ish tanks. Hello, Jeff. Welcome. Oh, maybe we can get a super white on camera, but it's very hard to do that. They're on the floor.
Christopher Slauser. Who else is there? Jeff
Slaucer,
Kennedy.
cargo. Oh no, Slaucers. We love our snails here.
I know. That's a borderline comment there.
I mean, ram's horns, if we get a plethora of them, we'll harvest them and feed them to the chickens. But
Really?
our mystery snails we sell. We don't do any feeding with them. We feed them, but we don't feed them to other things.
JTTR says I only feed my fish microworm. That's a tiny. Yeah.
There's a microsecond of a 236 super white. She's probably going to shoot back in the cave.
These are special.
Yeah, these are super, super fancy Plecos.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and she's gone.
Darted in.
There's one that likes to live on this piece of wood. But everyone's hiding. We have 5 of them. There's one.
Oh, my. How
These
nice.
can go for quite a lot. They can go for upwards of like $450 a Pleco.
No, I know.
So we're hoping that someday soon that they'll start spawning for us, but they're still undersized. They'll get there soon.
Wow. Nice. Very nice.
Very happy to have these guys on the compound finally.
You bet. That's what I want to do. These super
Those are all the black Medaka rice fish grow outs.
a bunch.
We're gonna have some of these guys in the Fish Fam auction this upcoming month.
We're going to be going to the what's it called? The Keystone class.
Oh, you're going to the Keystone class too? So are we. That's awesome.
Are you? Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, I am. I'm all registered.
That's awesome. We're all registered. We already got our hotel room. Well, I'm actually going there a few days early to visit with family, and then we're going to be heading on down to Morgantown for that.
Nice.
And in about a month, we'll be doing our very first vending event at the Catfish Cataclysm, also called the Combo Plate in Madison, Wisconsin. So that's really cool.
All right.
Very excited and also super nervous about it.
That'll be exciting.
And in here we have our baby rope fish.
Look at that.
They're so cool.
How many are in there?
Just 2.
2, yeah.
Yes. And they're best buddies. They're always cuddled up together, canoodling.
Right.
Oh, yes. And there's a bumblebee catfish, but he shall never be seen.
I know. You see him when you break the tank down.
He'll come out and yell at the rope fish, like, get off my lawn, and then shoot right back in his little house.
Right. Funny.
He's funny. He's funny. But yes, these rope fish are very cool. This was the cat's favorite tank. She used to just sit in front of this tank all the time and watch it. So we used to say these are her rope fish.
Right.
And here's our adult breeder of binos.
Huh.
Some long fin, some short fin. Everyone has their own cave plus one.
Hey, and these are the caves that Danny and Kenny make.
Yes, that cave on the end is the one that Daniken Aquatics, Danny made.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Phenomenally. She also made all these caves and these S plates as well.
Nice.
She's very good at it.
I like
and in
them.
here, yes, those are the kamakas.
And this is how we do our breeder tanks with the mesh.
Yeah, we put the mesh bottom screens on our breeder tanks, and we put our egg scatterers in there. Right now we have some Sabo Resplendent, so those are the rummy nose rasboras.
So how does that work now? How does it work?
We let them spawn over the mesh net. Their eggs drop down in between the mesh so they can't eat them. We pull them out after a few days, and then we pull the mesh net and let them hatch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we play musical tanks with the fish because we need to put up
right.
So
Right.
we don't. We have to put up more racks to.
Are you making those or are you buying them?
Yes, I'm making the mesh nets. We cut the pieces and I just sew them together.
Pretty
And these
cool.
are dope braid Danios that we have spawning at the moment. So these are the glow light Danios, they're also called. They're prolific jumpers, so make sure if you ever buy these guys, you have a secure lid.
Right.
But they are gorgeous. The camera never picks up their gorgeous colors, but they're stunning. Definitely look up Google photos of them. They're beautiful fish. Our camera skills aren't quite there yet. one day maybe. And then those are some 24 karat shrimp, Neocaridina shrimp.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
More race fish.
More Madacas growing out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, most of our tanks are set up like utility tanks, so they have a massive plants in there. Or this is my breeder colony of purple mystery snails. Look how gorgeously purple they are. Dark purple shells, really black feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Only the best with my snails. I'm a snail snob.
Rainbow, mixed rainbows.
And those are rainbow grouts as well. There's my blue mystery snails that we have for sale. Or snail.
For snail. Right.
Yes. Love my mysteries so very much.
Well, let me see if I can get these guys.
And these are parallelis cories, but they love to just lay underneath the sponge filter. These are from breeder Eric Bodrock. I almost said Y-Rock. Bodrock. These are true parallelis. And they haven't done anything for us yet, but we're hoping one day. They're very, very, very shy cories. They're not. They don't act like a typical cory. They like to hide all day. So we're still working on trying to get these guys to spawn.
Nice.
But they're very expensive. They're very pretty, and hopefully they'll give us some babies someday. See, they just like to hide. They're like little tiny babies. That's some beautiful Bulbitis helferi from Kelly Foreman. She's a phenomenal plant grower, just for funsies, but she sends us the extras when she has. These are the purple harlequin rasbora adults.
Oh my.
Love these guys. Their butt is beautiful, dark purple, and their noses have a glittery orange to them. They're phenomenal. And these rasboras are not egg scatterers, they're egg placers, so they stick their eggs
in the leaves.
Yes. They're very, very cool fish. So we usually put a piece of Anubias in there for them to spawn on, and then we'll pull the leaf and remove the eggs to hatch out, because they'll eat them as quick as they lay them.
Nice.
And we have some Neocaridina shrimp. We're not sure what these guys are, but they're so dark. They're black, but when you shine a light on them, they're either blue, green, or red.
Oh my.
Back there doing their spawning motions back there right now. Maybe we'll catch them, but they're probably like, no, we're not going to do it on camera.
Johnny Best wants to know if you are making enough of those egg catchers to sell any.
The mesh egg catchers, I'm not currently selling them, but I wouldn't be opposed to making them if someone would be interested. They're not very hard to make. I just cut the canvas and sew them together with fishing line, so they're durable. And that's all. That's really it. It's very simple to make, but if you would need someone to make them, I could make some for you.
Holy shit, look at that.
Look at that.
The red Venezuelans.
Those are the orange Venezuelans. They haven't, that's their first spawn for us ever.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you got some eggs to pull, honey.
Wow.
That's their first spawn for us ever.
That's wonderful.
Oh, goodness. That storm, yes, we had a massive storm yesterday, and I did a water change. They're everywhere. Steven, do you see this? They're everywhere.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's so very cool. And here's our stir-by breeders. We have a bunch of babies growing up for them right now. They remind me of the pirate on SpongeBob because of their little fins. And the pirate that has all pegs for arms and legs.
Right.
The stir-bys remind me of him.
Such a cool little fish. I think it's one of my favorite cories. Yeah.
The stir-bys are very cool. These are stir-by antennas. So these are from the Rio antennas.
Oh. Nice.
Specific.
These are all different rainbows. Abe's Creek.
Yeah, those are a multitude of grow out rainbows. Almost every tank we have grow out rainbows in.
Huh.
They really like our water here. Our water at tap, our TDS at tap is between 41 and 56. So we have to buffer substrates for some fishies, but other fishies like it really soft. So they breed really well.
Yeah. What's your pH run?
It runs between like 6.8 to 7.2. Unless it's in a buffered tank, then it can be up to upwards of 8.
It's a
It all
crystal.
depends on what tank.
Oh, there he is. There's a JT Terra super sticker.
And then here we have skunk cories that hopefully one day will breed, but we haven't had these guys very long. And our breeder group, these are breeder group of CPDs. They're wild caught CPDs. And they're about of age. They're about 5 years old. It's almost impossible to get wild caught CPDs anymore. So once these guys age out, I'm not going to be able to replace the wild caught ones, but we're going to keep some of the F1s to continue their line.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Christopher, very much.
And that's our red tiger lotus that we just got in from KJE. It's doing phenomenal.
Pretty plant.
And then here we have green laser cories that haven't done anything for us, but we're hoping they will soon, although we're starting to think that we have all males. We keep saying we need to pull them out and put them in a bucket and check, but we haven't had the time to do that yet. And we also have the dwarf emerald rasboras in there as well.
And there's some Colombian zebra.
Oh yes, and the Colombian zebra plecos. We have so many fish. Sometimes I forget about a fish in the tank.
Nice.
But yeah, the plecos aren't going to come out right now. And then that's like a chocolate shrimp. It's not really an anything shrimp. It's just that's what color it came out. But we do have shrimp-specific tanks like these Blue Dreams. And we have Kaneki corridors in here.
A bunch of Daisy's rice fish.
Daisy's blue rice fish growing up. But we don't plant this one because they just like to spawn on the moss, in between the moss and the glass. But we keep some Ceru stone in there, and we have it on some sand to buffer the water, keep it up about 7.2. It does pretty good. The Kanakis are pretty shy guys as well. They're so cute. They're so very cute, but they're also very shy.
Yeah. They're a little bigger too, aren't they?
No, the Kanakis actually are smaller.
Are they?
Yeah, they're a smaller cory. I think the biggest one might be 2 inches.
Oh, okay.
And those are our purple pencil fish. Got these guys at Advanced Aquarium.
Yeah, I think that's the one I have.
Love these guys. And we also have L345 plecos in here. They look like the 236s, but their pattern's a little bit different.
Oh, look at that. Sure
you almost can't find these in the hobby anymore. We were lucky to find a breeder that had these.
Well, nice.
But they're very cool. They're fancy looking, but they don't have a fancy price tag. So we're really looking to get these guys.
Now, what are they?
These are L345s.
Oh, okay.
Prince Tiger plecos.
Nice.
Johnny Beth says, Peplin, I heard of you so long, wondering if you sell your fish selections online. We do, Johnny. We have a Gecko store, same platform as Father Fish. We list some of our fishies there. There are some waiting lists for some of our other fish. So if there are fish that you see that you're interested in, just email us and we can put you on the waiting list for when their babies grow up. And that's typically a lot with the rainbows because they take so long.
Right.
Slosser says, Tiger Plecos I seen on my LFS was so pretty, but not much a Pleco fan or have the tank size. What's nice about these guys is that they stay on the small size side. So you don't have to worry about these guys getting massive. And
3 days of potted chickens are coming up.
Oh, nice. Oh, these are my adult breeder axolotls. So this is pork and beans. These are where all my babies and all the shorts came from. And recently they have spawned, so mama's become very round. And soon we put a bunch of hornwort in there, and mama will be spawning her eggs into that. And of course, mystery snail clutches. We keep 2 massive mystery snails in there with them, so they can't eat them. But I did not realize they were male and female, so she's been laying a ton of clutches in there lately. But yeah, there's mama and
wonderful
beans. Love those guys. Axolotls have quickly stolen my heart. I'm very passionate about them and their conservation. They are critically endangered in the wild. In fact, the last time they searched for them in the wild, they couldn't find any.
Right.
They are trying to do mating. Snacks. Yeah, that's what they do all day long. But those are really, really old mystery snails, and they do really good with the axolotls. They don't pick on them too bad.
No.
Yes, I'm very passionate about the axolotls and mystery snails. These are our CPD juveniles that we have for sale. Some are of size and some are still growing to size.
Yeah, I just got some of those. They're doing very, very well.
These are their siblings. Yes, they are prolific breeders, so expect some babies eventually.
Proudly Canadian wants to know what the tubes are made of. And
those are watering spikes. The tubes in the axolotl tank are half of terracotta pots.
Right.
And that's a mess. That's our dwarf emeralds, Resbora grow outs. They're still very tiny, but there's a lot of sus in there, and I don't, mulm is good. Mulm is where the magic is.
Right.
And they eat well in there. And these are blue axolrodi Resboras and our phoenix Resboras. I have not gotten it to get the blue axolrodi to breed yet. We've tried them 6 different times. But the phoenix Resboras, just randomly one day, a baby appeared. So we have one baby with them so far.
Funny.
And this is the grow out of the dwarf emerald Resboras. They're still very tiny, but they love their sus garden. All of this sus wasser tank started from a literally palmful that Mary Page sent me in the mail in a bubble wrap envelope.
Wow.
It all came from that.
Yeah, it's a great plan.
And these are Kubote Resbora spawning colonies, so the neon green Resboras. I love these guys. Rachel O'Leary was very big on breeding them. And then here's my bubble babies, my black goldfish. They're supposed to be outside, but one of my tubs is giving us an issue holding water, so they're still inside.
Oh.
Well, we have 4 of them in a 75, and we have some, community catch-all fish, like some longfin leopard Daniels.
They'll be spawning this year.
They spawn all the time. All you have to do is take a plant out of there, and you'll have babies in whatever tank you put that plant in.
Nice.
And I also have Triliniatis cories in here and true Julii cories in there. But yes, that's the rocket.
Lovely.
That's built for me in that room. And he's going to take you to show you our mascot fish, the blue star sapphires. Just give him one moment. Yes, Slossers, you're right. So Slosser tank does not like high direct light, and they also does not like to be disturbed.
Oh my.
Yes, these are breeding colony of blue star sapphire cichlids. We have a whole bunch of males in there and a whole bunch of females, and we do need to start separating them out, but they're just coming to size, just starting to chip up.
Wow.
And we also have our large adult chocolate bristles in there, and we also have our Synodontis in there as well.
Oh.
But these are our mascot fish. They are gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Right now they're about 4 inches and 55, but they will be being upgraded to a 75 soon. We're rearranging all the tanks.
Lovely fish.
Thank you. They are gorgeous. We had a large blue star sapphire that we named Blue, but he aged out. So we started growing up this new colony. There's a sailfin pleco. These are a breeder colony of Borlei, so the redfin codongos.
Okay.
And then in here we have our F1 Ultim Angels and our one only discus, and his name is Highlander because he killed the other 8 of his discus.
Oh my word.
So he'd be the only one, so his name is Highlander.
Amazing.
But I think that might be the end of the tour based on the lighting. I think those are the tanks that we could show you at the moment.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed the tour.
What a great collection. Yeah, you bet.
Some of the things we have.
Nice.
Saucer says they look like dinosaurs.
Really?
And he also asks, how old do plecos live on average? Well, it depends on the type of pleco.
Right.
It varies.
Your axolotls were hiding.
Yes, they've been chilling in their cave for the past day, and they didn't eat yesterday, which makes me think that she's probably going to spawn this week sometime.
Huh. Well, I need to get some eggs from you. She does.
Yes, I will try to ship eggs, but we are not currently shipping axolotls, but we should have some more in the fall if Mama spawns.
Nice. Lovely. Thank you guys so much. It's really been delightful having you up and being able to see what you're doing. I've been so curious, and I appreciate being able to share that. That's a lot of fun. And I will see you. I will see you at the Clash.
Yes, that's exciting. In person.
Yeah, it's my first, right?
And Johnny is asking if we have any success breeding the pencilfish. Not yet. We haven't had them that long, but currently I believe we have 5 males to 1 female. So we plan on separating out a pair and trying to breed them that way, but we have not bred them yet. So,
nice.
and hello, John. Welcome.
I'll have to show you my pond sometime.
Yeah, the outdoor.
Yes, absolutely.
Slossers, some pencilfish can be on the pricey side. Like the purple pencilfish that I have, we got them 6 for $100, and that was a deal. But there's some that are more expensive than that. I think they're called the super purple pencilfish, and a breeder group of those for 6 of them was $265. So yeah, they can vary in price. Alexandra, snails are built tough. I think that horned nerite snail is super cute. I think you should try keeping them. Yes, I think they're called the Clethon snails or awesome nerite snails because they lay less eggs. But I don't want any eggs, so we don't keep nerite snails here. It's so hard to get them off. Like I have a piece of driftwood from 5 years ago that still has nerite eggs attached to it.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's had bristle noses, plecking all over it, and they're still attached. So no nerites for me. No, thank you.
What else we got here? Well, wonderful. Well, thank you. You said you had dinner on the stove, so I don't want to keep you from that. I'm gonna shut down early. I'm totally worn out. I had my first sermon this morning at a local church. First time I preached in 35 years. I do have it saved as a private. If anybody's interested, I'll be posting the link in our Discord channel. You can pop in and take a look. You may not be interested in the subject, but the folks in the church seem to enjoy it. So I was happy to do that, but it was the first time in a lot of years, and it kind of took a lot out of me. So I'm a little dazed. I'm glad to have your sunshiny face, Foxy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us
Right, Brian's sunshiny face too.
That's not sunshiny. That's just aquarium lighting.
I love you guys. Thanks
for having
again
us.
so much for being here.
So awesome hanging out with you again.
Appreciate it.
You bet. God bless you. And good night, everybody. Nice to be with you. And we'll be back next Sunday. I do have a new video up, posted this morning, and we got a new one up earlier in the week that are doing pretty well. So be sure to check out the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Peplin's YouTube channel. I want to try to get him. There it is, Peplin Creek Aquatics. By name, and get your subscription up. He's been around long enough. He needs to be at 1,000. We need to get him there. So, God bless you all. Take care.
Have a good night.
Good night. Bye for now.